Hello, dieters out there. I'm coming to you with the update on days 24 and 25 today on my hCG diet. So, how did I do on the last 2 days? Well, referring back to the previous video, we know we've come off some rough days of trying to figure out how to deal with Tom and drops and not on drops and maintaining not being hungry and all of that. And so it ended up being 5 days of basically a stall. At the same time, it's the time of the diet when most people have stalls. So I had all of that happening sort of at the same time. As a recap and a reminder, start this diet the day after Tom ends, and then you don't have to worry and deal with that unless you're doing a 6-week cycle. Um, so after that, we come to 23 and 24, not 24 and 25, days 23 and 24. On day 23, after all of that, I lost 0.1. So encouraging? Not really. 0.1 is nothing to write home about. But at least it was going in the right direction, right? It was no longer a gain. It was no longer a stall. It was minus 0.1. So we're starting to head in the right direction. Here's the interesting thing about it. I felt great on that day. I was feeling myself. I was. That morning, I was stoked to get on the scale. I felt thinner in the morning. I felt lighter in the morning. You know how you just have like some of those days and you just like feel really good. I don't know what it was. Um, I don't know. I was out in the sun a little bit the day before. I think sometimes you get a little bit of sun and you kind of just sort of feel more summery and beachy and vacationy and happy. And I just was thinking this was going to be a great day on the scale after these 5 days of nothing really happening. And I'm going to have this sudden, huge water loss that I've been retaining during Tom. And yeah, it didn't happen. Didn't happen. Minus 0.1. That's what happened. So, I want to say that it was really discouraging to me, but it actually wasn't. I remember saying to my husband, well, no, it was 2 days before when I gained the 0.5. Well, maybe it was the minus 0.1. I think it was the 0.5 gain, actually. Yeah, yes, because I have a little note here. Felt good. It was the 0.5 gain day that I remember telling him I gained a half a pound, but I don't care because I feel really good about myself today. And I was feeling good yesterday too. So minus 0.1, I'm like, okay, you know what? I have a lot of energy. I am excited about getting up and going. I don't mind running a bunch of errands and going here and there. I'm not fatigued. I'm not tired. I actually feel like I have a surplus of energy, if you will. So, um, so that's good. And I feel good. And part of feeling good too, like yesterday when I got on the scale, I felt like I looked better. Like I could really tell a difference now in my body getting smaller. I didn't do measurements this time around because I'm trying to eliminate obsessive behavior. The only thing obsessive I'm doing is logging on a daily basis. I'm definitely getting on the scale every single morning, first thing in the morning, and I'm weighing myself. So that's the only obsessive thing I'm doing. All the other obsessions that I had with this diet in terms of never going over 500 calories and never having any fats that you're not supposed to and never cheating and not using lotions. They say you're not even supposed to use lotions that have oils in them that can soak into your skin and affect the chemistry of it. And I mean, just all of that stuff, being diligent about exactly the same time having the drops every day and eating the protocol, um, all, all of that I'm not doing. Measurements of your arms and legs and all that. I see the benefit of it so that if you are on a stall or you're going through a period of time where things aren't looking good, that you can take measurements and say, things are happening. But I'm not doing that. But I can tell you I'm getting smaller. I know I am. I can tell in the mirror. And when you can tell in the mirror, then that means it's significant because normally you need those measurements to encourage yourself because you look in the mirror and go, nothing's happened. And then you measure yourself and go, oh, something has. But it's a half of an inch and you didn't really notice. So I was feeling really good. So minus 0.1, I didn't have a hard time with that. I gambled a little bit yesterday in terms of my eating. I had a bunch of tomatoes that were left over and I didn't want them to go bad, so I made a huge 4 pounds of chili, like 2 crock pots worth of chili. Froze half of it, and then the other half we have at home, and I have them all in individual bowls for people to take out of the refrigerator and eat some chili. Now, normally I would eat a bowl of chili with a bunch of oyster crackers or crumbled up croutons or crumbled up crackers, I mean, of some sort, townhouse crackers or saltine crackers, ideally. Recently, in the past year, I started putting croutons in there. Oh, those are good too because they all have the flavoring in them. Um, so I love to have like a bready something in there soaking in the juices from the chili and making the bread um, and or the crackers a little softer when you eat it. Love that. Love that. And of course, I would always sprinkle cheese on top too. Any kind of cheese. Could be mozzarella, could be cheddar, whatever. I put cheese on it. So cheese and croutons are a must when it came to eating chili. So I did have a bowl of chili. I had made the chili. I didn't actually make it yesterday. I made the chili like 2 or 3, and it's been around this whole time. And I haven't had any. I would sneak a tiny little bite with a spoon if I saw that the crock pot was out and it was being warmed up. And that I would eat like a little tiny spoonful and go, "Oh, that's so good," and then just let it be. I didn't even log that down as a cheat. I thought it's a tiny little half a teaspoon just to get a taste of it. But yesterday I decided, in lieu of my salmon salad that I typically have in the evening, that I would have a bowl of chili. It did have some kidney beans in it, but really, when I look at the bowl that I had, I mean, it may have had 8 kidney beans in it. So yes, there were some carbs in there, and of course fats that you're not supposed to have because there's some fats in the kidney beans as well as in the ground beef. Try to drain as much of the fat on the ground beef throughout the process of cooking it as possible. Put it on a paper towel. Try to soak up as much as possible after it cooks and sets for a little bit. Try to get all any oils and fats off the top, and try to make it as lean as possible. But it was still ground beef, and it wasn't 95% ground beef either. It was less than that. It was in the 80 percentage. Um, so it was a gamble for me. I knew it was a gamble going into it, but I thought this is all I'm going to have. Not that I was just starting to get a little bit hungry. I knew the bowl would satisfy me. I didn't have anything else later that day. Almost broke down and had a snack right before bed, the worst possible time, and I just stopped myself. Said, no, go to bed. If you get into bed and you're like watching something on TV as you're falling asleep and you feel hungry, then get up and have a snack. But I didn't. It was just habit. It's this habit that I have of just having something to eat in the evening after dinner. It's a terrible habit, and I don't know that I've broken it. I am 24 days into this diet now, and I cannot say because this happened last night that I have broken that habit of wanting to just grab something to eat at the end of the day. Again, not hungry, just want to eat. Yes, but I'm not hungry. There's a difference. There's a whole separate video on that. And this is a diet that's teaching me and will teach you to start to become more self aware as to when you're really hungry and when you just want to eat. I want to eat a lot, and I'm trying to stop that and fill my time with other things so that I don't eat just out of the desire to eat because food is good. All right, I'm trying to think of food as a way of nurturing my body because I feel really good. I feel energized. I feel like moving and doing things and accomplishing things. That's the other thing. I just feel like want to get more things done around the house and all these projects. There's probably 20 of them in the back of my mind if I wrote them all down on a sheet of paper of things that I want to do around the house that I'm starting to like chip away at right now. So that's good. That's really good. And if I do those things, it fills up my time and it makes me not think about eating. So that's good as well. All right. So let's go to the next day then. This morning, we're caught up to where I truly am right now. This morning I got on the scale after my chilly day and I lost a half a pound. Yay! So that made me happy. That made me happy. So where am I right now? All in all, I am down 9.9 pounds. 9.9. Throw me a bone, God. Couldn't have been 0.6 pound weight loss today. That's okay. Because I do believe tomorrow is going to be my day where I break that 10 pounds. And that will make me happy. My goal in this diet was to be at the point where I am 4.5 pounds less than I am right now. So we'll see if I can, well, not quite 4.5, 3.3 pounds. So 3.5 pounds, 3.5 pounds less than what I am right now, is what I want to do. And I have about a week more to go. Yeah, I was going to go about another week. I don't know how many drops I have left to get me through that week, but we'll see. I was going to go about one more week to the end of this month and see how it goes. So we'll see if I hit my goal. I'm very happy to hit the goal because it puts me into another category. You know, when you hit a new second number on the scale, 180, 170, 160, 150, 140, 130, 120. Those are just milestones, aren't they? Because I mean, it takes 10 pounds to get there. So I started in one category of numbers that I was not very happy with, and I said I would never get to again, and there I was. So I got down to the group of 10 pounds that I tend to be in when I'm happiest, because I did live a lot of time in that upper category of my life in the past 5 years. Um, so, but that's 10 pounds. There's a big difference between the higher end and the lower end of that. So I'm at the lower end of that right now, which makes me feel very good and energized in that. But if I can get down another 3.5 pounds, I will be into that next category again on this diet, and that will make me very excited and very happy. So that's my goal. I'll let you know if I make it or not. Just stick with the protocol and the program and see what happens. I'm hoping now that Tom's done and now that I've kind of gotten through 3 weeks, that hopefully this plateau has subsided. Some people plateau for a week or longer. So I hope that's not the case for me. I mean, it isn't the case for me because the past 2 days I've lost weight. But I hope that this maintains. I hope that I'm on a downward trajectory now. Occasionally staying about the same, but then continuing to go down. As long as I go up, that's my goal. That's my hope. So I'll let you know. Okay, so today I'm briefly going to talk about where I get my drops from. I get them from a company called BioSource. I order them online from BioSource Labs, and it's called hCG Complex Professional Grade, full strength. All right, they're made in the United States, so they're not from another country, and it says right on here 100% natural, non-alcohol formula. So let me hold this up here so you can see what the bottle looks like. Oh, shoot. I have speech therapy in 30 minutes. So that's what the bottle looks like if you're looking for it online. I would say each bottle is, I want to say if you buy one by itself, it's been a long time because I've had this from a previous diet. I want to say if you buy just like one bottle, it could be anywhere between $30 and $40 a bottle. If you buy like up to 4 bottles at a time, they're like $25 a bottle or something like that. So it makes it a very affordable diet. I think I bought 4 bottles last time, so I spent like $25 on this. So this is a $25 diet. Not to mention, I'm saving a ton of money on food. I am eating pricier foods, organic vegetables, and that, but it's still significantly less than what I normally would have on the diet, because I'm not eating all that bad stuff and I'm not eating the sheer volume of food that I used to eat. So pretty inexpensive diet if you ask me, in terms of some of the programs that are out there and what people pay to be on the different programs. This one's going to be between $25 and $40 for your whole diet. And you take, I'll see if I can read on the bottle exactly what it says you should take. 10 drops. 10 drops 3 times a day. So I take about that. Yeah, between 10 and 15. When I first went on the diet 3 years ago, my girlfriend told me to take 21 drops. And maybe that's why I was feeling a little funny when I was on it too. And she said that because that's what she found was the amount she needed to complete the bottle in a 3 week cycle. Um, and I understand completely the philosophy of this is a very restrictive diet. And if I just tell myself I'm only doing it for 3 weeks and then I'm off of it, that, then you want to use up the bottle for that or just have some left over at the end and not use it. Um, I'm going longer than 3 weeks, so I'm just sticking closer to around 10. Again, I'm not counting them. I just take the dropper and I can kind of eyeball in it how much of it has always been about 10 drops, and that's what I'm using. And I feel like, oh, shoot, I thought it was getting low, but now that I look in the light, I have about a half a bottle left. Maybe I should be taking a little bit more than I am. Maybe I'm not quite hitting 10 drops because I've only had a half a bottle and I'm 24 days in. But I'm not going to go longer than another week. That's a separate video as to why. But I hope that this was helpful for you today and encouraging so that if you're on this diet and you're in one of those moments that you're stalling, whether it just be because it's the period of time where your body is starting to slow down and say, hey, no more weight loss. You've done too many days in a row of losing weight. We want to make sure you're okay. Or whether it's Tom, or whether it's because of a cheat that you did. Know that you can overcome it and there's light on the other side. Stick with it, stay positive, and stay encouraged. All right, that's it for today. Now you know where to get your drops. If you have any questions, you can put them down below. Happy dieting out there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.